Yeah, yeah,
Is
yeah,
this the
yeah, yeah.
balance? Is
No,
this the balance? Is this?
I don't know.
I think this is
It is very loud and it's hurting my eyes.
your eyes.
Yeah, pretty much. It hurts my eyes because how loud it's coming in through my ears.
That doesn't sound right. But I can barely hear myself now. What the hell?
You should know what you're saying, though. You know what I mean?
That doesn't help me much. What am I doing? It's
Um,
not. I don't think it's this. I don't think it's this. I don't think it's this. But how do I? Hold up. Hold
uh,
up. I think I see what I'm doing wrong here. Testing. Yeah, no, that's not it.
let's
It's
panning it. So
it's
it's
one of these. It's one of these volume things.
yeah, it's turning you down.
Okay, but I still hear myself.
Yeah,
What about this?
that's
This? Testing,
I don't know what
testing.
that's doing.
That's not really doing anything.
I don't think I want. I don't know. It's weird.
Testing, testing,
Um,
testing. Okay, that just turned it
now
way
I'm
down for me.
quiet. Okay.
Can you hear yourself?
I can. Yeah, I can do it. I can hear myself.
Can I hear? I'm just talking to like hear myself. Can I?
I'm very loud right now.
Yeah, you are really loud.
Nope, I don't want you to do that. Is that good, Matt?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out.
Let me try. Maybe you're just going down.
Switch.
I can. Yeah, I can hear my. Can you hear yourself?
I can only hear you. I can hear myself really well. I can only hear you in my left
Um,
ear.
that's weird. Um, is it because you panned
Is it the
it?
pan? Well, no, because that's.
Maybe you panned it.
What if I pan it this? What if I pan it hard? Too
That's
far. Too
that's affecting me.
far.
You,
This might.
you want to keep it
This
in
is
the
about
middle.
as close to balance as we're gonna get.
Want to keep it in the middle. Um,
Actually, you start talking.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah, yeah,
find some
yeah,
time.
yeah. I'm here. I'm here. I'm talking. I'm saying words. I'm going crazy. Look like I'm going hard in the paint.
Yeah, this is about as good as it's gonna get in terms of balance.
Yeah.
Hmm. I don't know. Funky little piece of equipment.
Yeah, but it's better than the other one.
Is it though? Because now that we know how to use the other one.
No, 'cause the other one was big.
Well, no, I'm talking about the smaller one. The smaller one. What's up, Steve?
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm amazing. I heard you last night.
Yeah?
Yeah, back doing the biggest sport you guys have, right?
It was a good game too.
It was,
Bears
yeah.
lost, but it was a fun game just to watch.
Yeah, I had a guy actually, who's a friend of mine, who was yeah, a long time ago, who plays on WPI.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, his name is Ryan Hannigan.
Ryan Hannigan. I think he was in a couple plays. He was one of their kick returners.
Yep, kick returns. Yep.
Yeah.
I remember I called him, PA'd him, and need him youth football.
Yeah, he saw a little bit of action last night.
Yep.
They played a good game. It was just
Yep.
a really good tight match.
Yeah. His mother posted something, and he's like, "Yeah, I gotta catch a little bit of Rice thing." And I heard your voice on there, and I commented, and I'm like, "You just heard my guy Matt Doherty on there." So now seriously, I did that, not like
No,
making
I
that
believe
up.
you. I appreciate it. I do.
You're welcome.
It was just
Cause usually like I try to sugarcoat stuff and just make people like say, "Oh, okay." So no, that's why I'm saying like I'm not schmoozing you or
no,
whatever.
I know.
But
I appreciate it.
yeah,
It was just a darn good game to watch, though.
seriously,
It was just
football's like all like how busy is it? Like
it's big here, definitely, definitely one of the biggest draws.
yeah. Well, I mean, like how busy is it in this like
In here, very,
very
because there's coaches on either side. These booths, no
yeah
cameras or anything, because that's assistant coaches up there.
yeah wow
There's all kinds of folks from Bridgewater in the box. There's people working for WPI in the box, writing stuff up. It's a lot
yeah
happening.
or the team that or the team that the Bears are playing. So,
Right, exactly. But it was good. It was a lot of fun.
yeah, I bet, man. And it's good to have it back, you know.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And that's a good touch to the Peter Massacre field.
It is, yeah. That was really nice last night. I know they couldn't air it live. We were having some tech trouble, but they did record it. So,
Like the dedication.
yeah.
Wow.
So they at least got it recorded, so it's not, lost or anything. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's good. So no, it's good. I've met him a few times. So
He's big for that program.
huge. And
No doubt
even
about it.
my dad, when my dad was going here, he was coaching. So
Yeah.
yeah.
He was here for a long time, 36
Yeah.
years.
Wow. Yeah,
36 years coaching, 34 years teaching.
yeah,
He did a lot.
yeah. You know,
It's the first day I'm gonna whack upside the head, Steven.
Sounds just like
Open
my
your
dad.
earballs.
Sounds just like my dad who went to church stick. So no wonder where he got that from. No wonder. He's a bear.
No wonder.
No wonder. You know, you should have an armband. No,
What's that?
no, say.
Just holding out for
Poke the bear.
holding out for
I know.
lax
They
and
wanna poke the bear.
baseball.
Don't poke the
This
bear.
pushes off, but
So I used to camp with them.
me? I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Yeah. They should brand that. Bridgewater State. Don't poke the bear.
Put that in with Fred Clark.
By the way, I have a slow phrase too that I say. It's time to bear down. I don't know if I told you what that
It's
was.
not allowed to
Yeah, I heard you announce it in school, remember?
I got a
Oh,
new slogan for
duh.
the school. Instead of not to be ministered onto, but to minister. 'Cause that's a terrible slogan.
Rattle.
The school
mine.
motto is not to be ministered onto, but to minister. This is
Tell
so
you.
bad. It's terrible.
What is why you?
Oh, actually, I
It's
tried
us.
last night.
That's
Yeah.
awful.
It's terrible. Yeah. So you don't poke us.
So if you and I are,
It's a lot better.
you're not friends.
Yeah, I know.
Don't say. I know. I did the courtesy of not saying
Where's the mutual connection? And you're the one that did that.
because I'm actually good. So
No. You
Yeah.
guys ran into each other.
Where's my guy,
You just
Ryan?
happened to be present.
playing.
And then
He
you
didn't
told
have
me
the
like
Irish
how to
accent I expected.
pronounce your name right.
Like he was just born on it.
What?
He went to middle school here. I think he went to middle school.
Okay. Well, I thought he grew up in Cork.
Yeah, he did. He went to school.
How are you?
Because
Good.
he
Awesome.
kind of has it.
He just talks like someone from Boston. Because he's Irish.
There was this one guy in class who was like straight up from Ireland.
Yeah, they had Moochie. I told you this, right? Where Ryan tried telling him to they can switch if he wants, and he went no. He can. So
Yeah.
Oh, gee, you got
No, I did not. One of our captains spoke with him.
Baxter
I was
tells him.
thinking you were a captain. They did something to be the captain.
I wonder if Lucas Ignatius has an
It's
accent.
hard because I'm not there the whole entire lacrosse season,
Which is weird because
so I don't really get the
Ekmanis
opportunity
and
to do
Lucas,
that.
but like
I
that,
don't need a title. Trust
very
me, I
European.
tell them all
It's
the
like
time.
Luke Gunn with a K.
Not like the Tom Brady.
Like Lucas, like that would probably be like
Well,
German.
who's the captain?
Yeah, but dude,
Ekmanis.
tomorrow, that's going to be awesome tomorrow.
Can I snag those? Thank you.
Thank you
He
so
played
much.
games last year. Lucas played games like last year.
Alright, Russell started most of the season.
It's mostly Russell. He's the better one. I feel like Lucas played a lot. Look at us for the best town in Massachusetts. Sandwich. If I were ever like a police officer, only in the city of Sandwich. The town of Sandwich. Like the Sandwich police.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm
I
81 degrees and rising on a beautiful, sunny but humid morning in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. Bears men's soccer at the newly officially renamed Peter Mazzaferro Field at Swenson Athletics Complex on the campus of Bridgewater State University, preparing a new battle with the Leopards of the Wentworth Institute of Technology. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a bit of an early show here on the Bears Sports Network. I'm Matt Donahue.
I'm Luke Mansfield.
These two teams come in different spots. Wentworth comes in 2-1 on the season, or 2-1-0, I should say. Bears, by contrast, still in the hunt for their first win.
Bears coming in 0-1-1 on the season, fell 3-1 to St. Joseph's earlier this week. Now they're looking to pick up their first win in their second home game of the year here against Wentworth.
These two teams last met a year ago tomorrow, a 0-0 draw. So perhaps another even match in the cards. For the Bears, in net, it's William Russell, the graduate student from Sandwich. For the Leopards, it is the senior from Wisconsin, Noah Lawless. Leopards will be the ones getting it started. They're in yellow. Your Bears in white with the red numbers. And we are just about underway here at Peter Mazzaferro Field. Certainly, we've had a couple of very big athletic events here in just the last couple of days. Women's soccer posting a tremendous win just the other night on Thursday, and then last night, a real barn burner in football between the Bears and the Engineers of WPI. Though the Engineers did come away with a win, it was a thriller nonetheless. Here we are rolling. Leopards underway. Devo, keeping it back in his own end, sends it to Redondo. 50-50 ball. Bears looking to benefit.
So Toole, who comes up with it for Bridgewater.
Getting it up ahead to Norton. Gavin Norton on the far side, trying to set up early. They're already thinking some good work. That one is deflected. It rolls wide of the upright and well wide of the net. It's early and we're already seeing the first Bridgewater corner kick of the match. I'll have to get my terms right. I'm still a little bit woozy from football last night. Luke and I, you and I were both here. Real thriller. This will be too. Mucci was the one who had the shot attempt. Corner is up. Headed out of the way, Wentworth able to clear, but the Bears trying to recover and re-threaten. It comes out deep to Garcia. And the Bears are content to keep it deep in their own end. Russell will take over and restart. Here's Mucci. Across to Norton. Mucci again. Up ahead, that was Matias trying to get it forward, but a little bit too much to handle. And Adam Robertson, the freshman from Oregon, easily able to pick it up and take it back for the Leopards.
I gotta say, I feel bad for Will Russell. 81 degrees, and he's out there in all black with long sleeves.
It's a sunny day, too. Russell's going to grab that one. William Russell has started both of the Bears' matches so far. A save percentage of exactly 75% on the year. Credited with a loss and a tie. So far in the young season, he allows 2 scores a game. That one's up and well out of bounds over to the track. And for the Leopards, Noah Lawless, one of a few who have seen action in net, or at least are listed as possibly seeing action in net. There are 5 listed goalkeepers on this roster, but only Lawless has seen any playing time so far this year. He enjoys a save percentage of 84.6%. So we'll see how that plays out. He's going to move across for it now. A lazy one that was well wide. That wasn't a piece of our equipment that just dropped here in the booth. Moving deep into Bear territory, but it's offsides for Wentworth. Guilty party was Robertson. Adam Robertson trying to break ahead a little bit, but he is stopped by the flag.
And despite the loss and the tie, Will Russell hasn't played bad at all. It's been the Bears' offense, only 2 goals across both those games. They've really struggled so far.
It's been a bit of an uphill battle for them trying to realign. We were talking earlier before the broadcast, the loss of Robson Montrond, who was an offensive hero for the Bears last season but has since graduated. Both men's and women's soccer here at BSU really in kind of a realignment period. We saw on Thursday night it's going very well for women's soccer, but men's soccer still kind of trying to find their pace. That's going to be a whistle as David Nelson hits the deck. Nelson, the senior from East Bridgewater, one of the oldest tenured players here on this BSU side. And he's somebody they're going to look to as they try to shepherd in a new class.
Yeah, women's soccer, a lot of underclassmen seeing significant amounts of playing time, and even some players who have been here for a while, Audra McDuffie, Mia Chrysofides, both scoring goals in that last game. They didn't see a lot of action these past couple of seasons, but they've started to see a lot of playing time here with some of the departures the team saw.
Most definitely. I mean, we were talking about just the other day, like today with men's soccer, the other night women's soccer starting a freshman, Jessica Duran, and it was not out of desperation either. She really just is that good. Bears trying to match that pace. Here's Garcia out back trying to set somebody up with a long ball, but it's going to be a little bit too far, and the Bears cough up a goal kick to Longus. 5 minutes gone in the first half.
Speaking of women's soccer, they'll be playing here today at, I think, 2 o'clock.
They will.
Salve Regina.
I forgot to mention, we've got a soccer doubleheader. If you're looking for some football, this is the place. So right now, men's soccer taking on the Leopards of the Wentworth Institute of Technology. And trying to roll quickly is Niall Keeler, but he coughs it up. Bears trying to break the other way, and they give it up just as soon. Deflected out of bounds off of the Leopards. Throw in coming from Nelson. No, I stand corrected. He's just. I think if my eyes don't deceive me, it may have been Mucci with the throw-in. Trying to set somebody up is Hector Bucio. Bucio, the freshman in question who started, an Oliver Ames graduate. No, I stand corrected. He's even further out back. I see a 3. That might have been Garcia. So far, neither side in the early minutes of this match able to set up any particularly strong drives to the goal.
Yeah, BSU had that corner, but nothing really came of it.
Well cleared by Wentworth. So the Bears content right now to just kill some time and keep it in their own end. As we mentioned, the last time these two teams met a year ago, certainly BSU's roster looked very different. But these two sides fought to a 0-0 draw. A little bit of a slugfest. O'Toole, a familiar presence in the backfield for BSU. Spent a lot of time there last season as well. Bucio. Long ball up ahead. Trying to set up. That was Mucci trying to get a good ball ahead, and now some action from the side. It's that Nelson, but it is blocked by the body of Longus. Not going to go in the books as a save, it sounds like, but it sure sounds like Longus, officially or not, was the heart of that defensive play, and this one's going to be easier for him to wrangle.
I think David Nelson intended for that to be a pass, and Lawless just threw himself in front of the ball.
David Nelson can be a heavy-duty scorer when he really puts his mind to it, but neither of these sides has really been able to grab the initiative so far. DeMello in a fight there. Garcia. Now it comes to Byrne for the Leopards. Bucio collect for the Bears. Up ahead, trying to hit Norton. Leopards get it back. Here's Byrne. Touched by Dukeshire. Long ball, and that is just over. Just a smidge too much gas, if I'm reading the number correctly. I believe that was Dukeshire.
It was Dukeshire with that shot attempt just right over the net. A little bit too much on that one. It would have been right above Will Russell had it been a little lower.
Jacob Dukeshire in this early season already enjoys 3 goals on the year. The senior forward from New Hampshire, somebody the Leopards turn to for strong offense. Up ahead, Matthias trying to do the dance on the sideline, and he loses that dance, but it will stay with Bridgewater State. Nelson, similar fight, this time coughed up to the Leopards. Bears trying to keep it inbounds on the far side. Leopards this time give it up. Disputed. Looked like DeMello got a head on it. Whistle, foul. It's going to be a Wentworth free kick from just about the 31-yard line. Actually, a little further back, it looks like. They're going to send the Leopards backwards about 10 yards, but it will still be their free kick. So Wentworth looking for a good set piece here, trying to post the first goal. That free kick was Keeler. Good placement, but didn't go much of anywhere once it hit the scrum. Bears are going to draw the whistle. There'll be more whistling. And our official, I think they didn't wait long enough, I believe, for the quick little free kick off the foul. Now Bears will take back over. And Keeler sliding in, nearly got a piece of the ball, and he will draw the foul, benefiting Wentworth. Niall Keeler, the senior from Maryland, already playing some very physical football here tonight. I said tonight. It's 11:14 in the morning, according to my clock. But no matter, Keeler showing off some leadership and really willing to get down and dirty today on the pitch. It's Redondo across to Byrne. Redondo again. Redondo from New Jersey. A few out-of-staters here on this Wentworth side. Trying to work across quickly. This could be a good ball if it's taken advantage of. No whistle. Play continues. Caleb Robbins, the senior from Connecticut, really thought there was going to be a stoppage in play and hesitated for a second. And now the Bears, taking advantage of the confusion, are trying to step ahead. Here's Nelson on the left side in a pushing match with Robertson. He's trying to break through, set one up, and it's in! Nelson calls his own shot, and the Bears with a 1-0 lead early.
We were talking earlier about just how good David Nelson can be offensively, a big piece alongside Montron for the Bears last season, as he gets the goal here with just about 12 minutes into the match.
With Montron gone, we figured Nelson might have to be the heart and soul of the senior leadership team here. He pastes in a goal. Bears with an early advantage, just over 33 to play in the first half. We've seen before, though, scoring first is not always a salve for BSU. Just the other night, that St. Joseph's match comes to mind. Bears led 1-0 heading into halftime. St. Joe's ended up winning 3-1. So Bears are going to have to be careful to really fight to defend this lead and perhaps even seek out an insurance goal or two.
Eerily similar to that St. Joseph's game. Halbin put the goal in around the same time as what we just saw from David Nelson.
Knock on wood if you're a Bears fan. Leopards trying to regroup. Lawless. I believe it's Robertson out there with the boot. Up ahead, but it comes directly to O'Toole, who's way further forward. There's in a bit of a fight. Nelson going to drop it off for Matias. Nelson trying to chase it forward. It is kicked out of bounds. Stays with the Bears.
So that goal by Nelson, that's going to be his first of the season. The third Bears goal scorer of the year. So Will Halbin and Thomas Terry had one each in the first 2 games.
Case in point with development, Terry a freshman, and he's already scored for this BSU side this year. Lucio across to O'Toole. O'Toole a boot. He's thinking long ball again. Sets up Norton on the left side, but it's too much for him to handle. It'll be Wentworth ball. Already Mucci trying to break in for the Bears, but the toss in is good for Wentworth. Disputed around. Bears it trying to cling on to it deep in Wentworth territory. And to a point, it'll pay off. Another one deflected out. It was a good chance, but Wentworth able to break it up. Here's Jimenez. Pushes it up ahead, but he gives it away to Norton on long distance. Norton gets it back, interrupted by Keeler. Busio. Garcia. Trying to hit Mucci. Mucci will send it well back, and that may have been a miscalculation. Racing forward is Robbins. Bears finally able to wrest control. Garcia getting there on the play.
Garcia did a good job of stopping what could have been a potential breakaway for Wentworth.
It was a missed connection. Halbin was trying to deflect it back to Garcia, but sent it out of bounds instead. Garcia just couldn't get to the spot in time. Wentworth looking for a setup. Here's Robbins, double teamed, nearly getting his pocket pick, getting some help from Jimenez. Bears will take it back over, though. Bolos. Chested and sent backward by DeMello, and the Bears are going to try to slow down the pace. Bridgewater with a 1-0 lead off the goal by Nelson. Long shot up ahead intended for DeMello, who can't run it down. Byrne. Here's Jimenez. Some footwork, interrupted. Redondo and Robertson out back deep. Leopard's turn to try to control the pace. Here's Devo, the freshman from Newton, gets a touch. Back to Keeler, back again to Redondo, and they're just going to try to play keep away in their own end for a little while. Now they're thinking offense. Long ball up ahead. Could be a good chance if he gets past DeMello. Both of them hit the deck. No whistle on the play. Bears trying to take it the other way. Here's Nelson with some energy, trying to grab some open space again. Nelson pushing it forward. That one doesn't have quite the velocity. Still rolling. Another block. 2 bodies on the ground, stopping those. Wentworth, a little bit of defensive teamwork. Long is certainly on the first one. And it looks to me like Robertson may have had a hand in the second one. Robertson or Redondo. Actually, I think it was Redondo. That one's going to get interrupted, and Wentworth will get a corner. Some nitty-gritty defensive teamwork on the defensive end for the Leopards.
So Wentworth now with one of their first big scoring opportunities here with a corner. We haven't seen actually anything come of any corners in these Bears soccer games so far.
I'm thinking big cats that start with L, and I'm getting confused. So Wentworth with their first corner of the day. It'll be Keeler taking it. It's up, and it's in. quick little header. That was Dukeshire with his 4th of the year. And the Leopards have evened this out 1-1.
Any Bears fans, you can go ahead and blame that one on me. I was just talking about how there's been no offense out off of corner kicks in these Bears soccer games, and we just see Dukeshire prove me wrong.
Some senior to senior work. The feed by Niall Keeler, the flush by Jacob Dukeshire. And this one's tied. Well, we already saw Jacob Dukeshire with a shot on goal earlier in the match. He was hungry coming in today, and now he eats. Bears 1, Leopards 1.
Dukeshire, a huge piece of on offense for this Leopards team. He has 4 goals on the season following that one, as you said. That is 1 more goal than the entire Bears team has across these 3 games.
And I think it bears noting that that is Keeler's first assist of the season as well. That one is nearly dangerous and deflected out of the way. Bears really trying to answer quickly.
Carson Bolos had the opportunity there, but the ball took a weird spin, spun left off of his foot, and just went wide of the net, nowhere even close.
Sometimes you get all the spin you want, and sometimes it's just not there. Sometimes you get too much. Carson Bolos just found that out the hard way. And
as far as it's been concerned on corner kicks, there's been absolutely no spin on the ball these past couple of games.
Absolutely. I mean, that corner by Keeler that set up the Dukeshire goal was just straight on, but he knew exactly what he was doing. Here's Bolos again trying to come on the right side. That's going to get coughed up for a BSU corner. So now it is the Bears' turn to try to retake the initiative on a set piece. Bolos will stay there to take it. Crowd moving in. Bolos, that's a low corner, disputed around. It stays aside. Bolos might try to get a second shot at the set piece. It's headed out of the way. Leopards will give up yet another corner. The header defense, I think that may have been Dukeshire, though I didn't get a clear look at the number because he was directly facing me, and the number is absolutely puny from this distance up here in the booth. Wentworth's kits have noticeably smaller numbers than those of Bridgewater. Another corner's up. Nearly caught by Lawless. He drops it, but it is booted out of the way, and Lawless is on the ground in pain. I believe it was Devo who finally cleared it. But play has stopped. Lawless had the wind knocked out of him. And he is a hurtin' man. Play stopped, clock stopped while the official comes over to look at him. Now one of Bridgewater's trainers rushing over for a look at Lawless, who is up on his feet, jogging under his own power, but clearly not feeling super.
Looks like he's going to stay in.
I guess so. He takes a swig of water. He'll have a little walking word with the trainer. But I don't see any major attempts. He's trying to jog it off. I don't think he's subbing out, is he? He's heading over to the sideline. This could just as easily be a strategy talk.
I think that's all it is. The rest of the team's there.
Russell is doing the same for the Bears.
I don't see any goalie jerseys on the bench.
So shall it be. It looks like Lawless is going to tough this one out.
It's nice to see him get up so quickly and walk around. Just might have got the wind knocked out of him. Took a hard hit to the ground.
Play paused with 25 minutes and change left in the first half, tied at 1 between the Bears and the Leopards. Some Bears already back on the field. Well, this has certainly been a colorful one in the early going, no doubt about that. So two top-level offensive presences have posted ones on the board. For the Bears, it was David Nelson, who essentially took it to the house by himself. For the Leopards, it was Jacob Dukeshire with an exceptional finish on an exceptional corner kick delivered by Keeler. Wentworth still huddled. Bears have broken up and are heading back to the field. And the official having a word with a coach on the Wentworth bench. Our officials are stepping back into place, our line judges. And, well, the Wentworth huddle nearly broke up, but then it didn't, and now it breaks up for good. So we're going to restart play here. Just over 25 minutes left in the first half, tied at 1.
So it is, in fact, going to be Lawless remaining in net for the Leopards.
He'll stick it out, and we're underway. Again. O'Toole trying to chase it down. He's in a sprinting match with Robbins. And well placed by O'Toole, able to get it out to the right of the flag and yield only a Wentworth throw-in. Wentworth, of course, looking to treat it corner kick style. They already scored on a set piece, and they'd love to find 2-1 in here. The throw in, batted around, 50-50 ball up in the air. A little bit of action, not quite cleared. Only as far as the 30-yard line. Some airtime, they're trying to set up Keeler. Keeler's in the mix, trying to head it forward, but it is right into the mitts of William Russell. Nelson. Nelson trying to work his way around. Across the pitch to Garcia. Bolos. Shot up ahead, nobody quite there to benefit. Here's Redondo. Devo. Back again to Redondo. Wentworth looking to impose their pace on this match. Interrupted there, sliding kick by Matias, but nobody there to finish the job. A little bit beyond the reach of Will Halbin. Too much heat on the play. It looked like for Norton out on the far side. He's up and rolling again. Mucci trying to get something out of midfield. Byrne picks up for the Leopards. Here's Keeler. Across to Devo. Stolen away. That one was made possible by a few different pairs of legs. That one is booted forward by Garcia. Halbin trying to send it back into his own end. A little bit of a fighting, a little bit of a match between two number 9s, Robbins for the Leopards and Mucci for the Bears. And it's going to be a foul against Wentworth. O'Toole. Norton back to O'Toole. Flat ball up to Halbin. Whistle. Foul again against Wentworth. Bears will get a free kick here from a little bit deep. Norton will take it. Boots headed around, but Wentworth able to get the better of it and kick it right out of bounds. When it rains, it pours in this match. When the offense is going, they're going hard. We've seen great play by Keeler. Great play, of course, resulting in the set-piece goal by Dukeshire. Great play by Nelson. But sometimes these two can get each other in a little bit of a stagnant spot.
Looks like the Bears might have made a couple substitutions. My live stats website has
Yeah, mine
a
neither.
gateway timeout. So
Mine neither. Yep. We're going to do this old style. That one slides just to the right of the flag, and it's going to be a Wentworth throw-in. Looks like it's going to be Redondo handling throw-in duties for the Leopards. Several figures trying to set themselves up. I see Dukeshire. Keeler away from the main group. Redondo, the throw-in. Bears not able to clear very far, but that time it's finished off by Garcia, who clears it away rather a bit farther. Leopards still control, though. Set up ahead, and it is just booted by O'Toole. Not the full clearance they were looking for. An interruption there, and it is stolen away. Looked like good defense. I want to say Norton was involved in that one.
just kicked out of bounds there by Wentworth. I think that was Redondo.
Well, there's definitely some subs out there at least, because I see Colin Evans on the pitch for Bridgewater State.
Let me refresh the page, see if we can see if we can get this.
Don't you just love technology?
Oh, it's truly the best.
So Garcia is going to handle the throw in for the Bears. He will get it to Matias. That one's up, and it's another Bears throw in. Right near the corner, though. They'll elect it further to the side. Matias, the throw in again. Playing keep away in the corner. That one's up from Garcia. But the Leopards capitalize. Rolling away. Here's Jimenez. A little bit of near nutmeg action, but it's taken right back by the Bears. Tyler Chang on the field, the freshman from Acushnet for BSU.
Ethan Mallett also came out there in that string of substitutions.
That had a lot of energy off the boot of Nelson. He was thinking score number 2, but that was high and wide. Leopards goal kick by Lawless. Takes it low and slow. Nelson immediately trying to get back in on the action, but he can't quite secure the steal. Here's Keeler. Sending it across, waiting patiently for Devo, and it pays off. Devo up ahead. Nobody there really to grab it yet. It is interrupted by Busio. That looked dangerously like a handball, potentially, from our angle. Looked like a little bit of elbow action by Busio. I'm not going to lie.
I think some of the fans might have thought that was a handball. I think it went off his forearm, but it's hard to tell from up here.
Looked like his elbow. We'll say that. It looked like his elbow. Play came to not much of anything anyway.
Thomas Terry came into the game as well, number 26. He had the first Bears goal of the season in their opener.
Terry, the freshman from Yarmouth,
That was
played his high school ball at Sturgis Charter School.
a close call there for the Bears, defended well by Hector Busio. Just got right in front of the ball.
For as much as the score looks like, it feels like Russell hasn't seen a whole ton of action yet in this match. Obviously the set piece score by the Leopards, but in the middle of play, the Bears have definitely remained the top team in terms of laying pressure on. Trying to work his way around is Mallet.
It's covered by Ryan Healy. He also just came on. He'll be joining us for the winter sports season and spring sports in the boot.
Thomas Terry hits the ground, no foul. Trying to get out in front of that one, and absolutely sprinting is Chang to try to catch up. That one goes out of bounds, and it's going to go Bridgewater's way. Good hustle play by Tyler Chang. Couple more subs. Devo will get a breather. Looks like coming in for the Leopards is Bryce Berry, the senior from Westminster, Massachusetts. Busio across to Garcia. They will send it back to Russell. Bears trying not to get pressed in. Garcia. Shot up ahead. Lights on, nobody's home. That one gets lifted out of bounds off the boot of Redondo. Just under 15 minutes to play in the first half here at Peter Mazzaferro Field. Terry across to Mallet. Mallet across to Nelson, who already has a goal in this game. Nelson breaking fast. Nelson, that one is too high.
I think that one went right through the uprights. The football team could have used that
It may
one
have.
at the end of the game last night.
Bygones are bygones. It was a thriller here last night between the engineers of WPI and your Bears.
Absolutely. A lot more exciting than the home opener last year.
We don't play Ithaca anymore. 14 to go in the first half.
They are, in fact, nationally ranked.
Yeah, they are. It was a great one here last night. Nelson rolling up ahead, getting a little bit of help from Ribeiro. Nicholas Ribeiro on the pitch, the freshman from Bellingham for the Bears. That one is way too high. A lot of energy off the boot of Ryan Healy. That one's all the way over to the scoreboard.
Healy sent that into one of the lacrosse nets.
Won't be seeing those for a couple of months. But when you do, you'll see him right here on the Bears Sports Network. Feels like the umpteenth goal kick in a few minutes for Lawless. Bears and Leopards tied at 1. These two sides, as we mentioned, fought to a 0-0 draw the last time they met a year ago tomorrow. Throw in for Wentworth. Bryce Berry will take care of it. Thrown in, but directly to the Bears. That was Mallet who got his head on it. Mallet with a little bit of a foot steal there, and now the Bears in control. Rolling forward is Healy. Drops it across to Chang. Chang up ahead trying to hit Healy. Bears trying to work in from that left spot. That was pay dirt for Nelson earlier in the match. Up ahead, the header, it is blocked. Good header by Terry. Better defense by Lawless. What a save. Healy. Here's Ribeiro. Trying to do the dance. He just slips right past Bryce Berry. Practically broke a tackle. Setup, he was looking for Terry again. No dice, and they're going to have to send it back deep.
Ribeiro did a good job keeping his balance and sticking with the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Bears still have it.
Nelson thinking across, but it's right into the gloves of Lawless, who was immediately bowled over by Colin Evans. Not an intentional knockdown, just a little bit too much momentum, wrong place, wrong time, but Lawless is no worse for wear. Bears trying to pick it back off. Keeler hanging onto it for dear life. He's knocked over in a little bit of a scrum with Terry. And a late whistle on that one. So there's a player down and trying to gather himself for the Leopards. I can't get a look at the number. He is, in fact, crawling off the pitch on his hands and knees, which is not something you ever want to see. Crouched in such a way that I cannot see the kit number. Play's resuming, and we'll get some more information on the injured Leopards player as soon as we have it for you. Bears ball getting it started over. Healy sending it backwards to O'Toole.
A couple substitutions here. Our live stats are back now.
Oh, let's go.
For Wentworth, Jacob Krugdale comes in for Jacob Dukeshire, or Jacob for Jacob sub, and Jake Silva comes in for Kyle Hallahan. Healy hits the ground there as the ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Wentworth ball. The player for Wentworth on the sidelines is now up. Still can't get a look at that kit number. We are decently far away.
Their front numbers are so tiny. I'm sorry. Clearly a very good soccer team, but man, do you guys have small numbers on your kit, at least from our point of view. This one's close enough that I can see. It's Dylan Michaud, the freshman from Hopkinton, who was trying to get into the mix. Now here's Jake Silva.
That might have been Kyle Hallahan because he was the last person to sub out for Wentworth, but not entirely sure.
Silva, a little bouncer that didn't really hit anyone or go anywhere, and it was easy gathering for William Russell. Bears trying to set up ahead. Here's Evans trying to work his way in from the left, trying to find his way around Redondo. That one is rejected. Bears still not giving up on the play. Trying to get in on the mix. Lazy little bouncer. Mostly yellow around it, and it is cleared. Looked like it was Terry they were trying to set up on the play, but he couldn't quite get the look at it he was trying to find. Rolling out. Russell doing everything he can to prevent a corner kick. Result will be a Wentworth throw-in, though. Just under 9 to play in the first half, tied at 1. Out of bounds, and this time it'll be with the Bears. So O'Toole will take the free kick from well within Bridgewater territory, and he knows it. He's just going to send it across to Russell. Busio back to Russell, back to O'Toole. Working with energy now. They're getting swarmed in the backfield. This is a sprint, if I ever saw one, from Chang, trying to poke up ahead to Healy. This could potentially be a very good ball. Interrupted. Evans trying to get in there. Couldn't quite get the angle he's looking for, but the Bears take back the initiative. Ribeiro, a long ball, but it is right into the midst of Lawless.
Again, Ribeiro shows off the good footwork. Takes a deep shot right to Lawless. The game's going to remain 1-1 with 7.5 left to go here in the first half.
We've seen some defensive heroics certainly in net today by Noah Lawless, the Wisconsin native. This Wentworth side's go-to defensively. Chang doing a little bit of wrestling in the backfield. He's going to send it back over to Russell. O'Toole. Waiting for a set he likes, moving well out of his usual depth. He's usually a denizen of the backfield, but he's all the way at midfield right now. He's moving deep. He's into Wentworth territory, trying to deliver a header over to Evans. Evans double teamed, slides it across to Garcia. Garcia gets it back from Mallet. Garcia putting on some footwork, working it around, leaves it aside. That one's too tall for Ribeiro. Correction, that may in fact have been Nelson. Nelson's still in this match. Imagine that.
I think he just, as you were saying that, I think he just subbed out. I think Dominic Borden's coming in now.
I was going to say, they're keeping him in late for someone who scored already. 6 minutes to play in the first half. Bears 1, Leopards 1.
Borden does indeed come in for Nelson. Nelson played 39 minutes consecutively. This is the first time we've seen him sub out, so some well-deserved rest for him.
His replacement, Dominic Borden, the New Bedford native. And Colin Evans getting a breather as well. His replacement, Matthew Furtado from Dartmouth. Garcia to throw in. Missed everybody. And it's airborne off the boot of Robertson. Bears retaking. Here's Mallet. Mallet trying to work quickly now.
A misdirection by
Long ball up ahead. That missed his intended target.
misdirection by Russell right back to him. Sent Jimenez for a little bit of a spin.
Foul on the play. Redondo hits the deck. Good sportsmanship between himself and Terry, who knocked him over. So the end result will be a quick little Wentworth free kick, though. Leopards trying to work quickly, under 5 minutes to play in the half. Chased down, but it will be a goal kick. O'Toole getting swarmed. Christian Damo, who just subbed in, laying the pressure on him. Damo came in for Jimenez. Christian Damo from the city of Boston. Played his high school ball at the O'Brien School of Science and Mathematics.
Under 4 left here in the first half, and it has been quite some time since we've seen a goal. That last goal by Jacob Dukeshire feels like ages ago at this point.
These two teams have really kind of been picking each other's locks defensively the last few minutes. This one's a long ball, but it's not really going to go anywhere. Nearly run down by Matthew Furtado.
Little too. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say Lawless by a hair's breadth won that one.
A little too much on that one from Healy, and I'll give it to you. You said this feels like an even match game going into it, and that's what it's been so far. Still 1-1.
Disputed. Boot up ahead from Furtado, and now trying to break quickly. Here's Ribeiro. That is in!
Ribeiro on the run. Great pass, great shot for the freshman. That's going to be his first collegiate goal. The freshman out of Bellingham, just his 3rd game with the Bears, puts one in.
Year 1, no problem. And Bridgewater State, bearing some quick work by Wentworth, will take a 2-1 lead into halftime.
There's a really fantastic ball movement by the Bears. A great setup, and Ribeiro with a well-placed shot on the run. Wentworth, we're going to get a substitution for them. Christian Dahamo comes in for Christopher Jimenez. That's the first time we've seen Dahamo this game.
Interesting to see. Bears now have been able to slip one in from both sides. Nelson's goal working from the left, and now Ribeiro working from the right.
The Bears trying to work quickly again as Healy passes that one up.
It's Furtado. A little bit of a pushing match. No foul, either team. Bears taking it back, 2.5 to play. Chang trying to break quickly. Slips it up ahead, but he deflects it off a couple of yellow socks. It's going to be assists on that Ribeiro goal for Matthew Furtado and Thomas Terry. An all-freshman score there for the Bears.
We've been talking about the roster reshuffle for the Bears, and 3 freshmen all involved in that play there.
Here's another one quickly. Goodness, Dominic Borden wanted a piece, the junior from New Bedford, but he drops it right into the mitts. Out of bounds. Silva hit the deck, no foul on the play, but Silva will get a throw in for his trouble as it went out. Headed up and around, keeping it in is Ribeiro. He's wasting no time. He is knocked over in a little bit of a duel.
The ref's just going to let him play on that one. That one's going to go out of bounds off of Wentworth.
It's been some physical football here today. It was Silva he was doing business with. Bears free kick, but they're deep in their own end.
Buccio does a good job of getting that one down. It's going to be Ryan Healy to field it.
Wentworth coming away, though, trying to tie this one up with a minute to play in the half. Rolling the other way is Borden. Up ahead, trying to set up Healy. It's a little bit too far, and sliding out, knocking over his own man is Lawless. Friendly fire on the defensive end. That was Redondo. He just absolutely bowled over. But desperate times calling for desperate measures. Here's Keeler trying to regroup. Half a minute to play in the half. And it sure looks as though Bridgewater State will take a 2-1 lead into the locker room.
That header by Buccio went right off the back of Dylan Michaud. What looked like another good opportunity for the Bears goes awry as it's fielded by Lawless.
Last action, it would seem, of the first half. Disputed around. That was a heck of a fall by Garcia trying to get up in the air, and he is still on the floor.
So the half's going to end. Bears go into the half leading 2-1. Garcia still on the ground. He took a hard hit. He was up there in the air.
He got some altitude, but he paid for it, and Garcia is still flat on his back. Trainer already out. Bears carrying a lead into halftime, but at what cost? Garcia being attended to. Your score after 45, Bears 2, Leopards 1. Bridgewater in the hunt for their first win of the season, and thankfully Garcia up on his feet and walking under his own power. Bears with a 2-1 lead over the Wentworth Leopards. We'll catch you in the second half here on the Bears Sports Network. 1 half down, 1 to go. Bears with a 2-1 lead over the Leopards of Wentworth Institute of Technology. I'm getting my pronunciation confused here. Bridgewater in the hunt for its first win of the year here on the Bears Sports Network. I'm Matt Donahue.
I'm Luke Mansfield. The Bears set to take things away here to start the second half. Russell, Norton, Garcia, O'Toole, Halbin, Matias, Bolos, Buccio, Ribeiro, Nelson, and Mallet out there for them now.
We saw Bear goals by Nelson and Ribeiro. Wentworth, meanwhile, posting one of their own, a set piece headed in by Dukeshire.
Dukeshire back on the field to start things out in the second half. He's joined by Lawless, Jimenez, Keller, Robbins, Robertson, Redondo, a lot of R names, Burnham, Smith, Michaud, and Hallahan. So not the same units both teams started the game with, but we've seen all these guys so far.
Bears working right to left now. Here's O'Toole. Norton. Matias trying to do the dance with Keeler, and he almost wins it, but gets just a little bit not enough. Robbins able to interrupt. Wentworth trying to orchestrate a takeaway. O'Toole puts up a 50-50 ball, stays in bounds. Robbins sets one up ahead, but only as far as Buccio. Norton over to Matias. Ribeiro, who has scored in this match already. Up ahead looking for Mallet. Mallet trying to find somebody. Is it going to be too far for Bolos? It will be. The idea was there, but just a little bit too much gas on it. Bolos, his best effort trying to sprint for it. Wentworth trying to act quickly now, but nobody really there. O'Toole laid the header on it, and the Leopards will try to slow it down. That one picked off right away by Nelson. Just grabbed one off of Dukeshire and worked around him. Trying to set one up. This is a good ball. It's interrupted. Halbin was breaking quickly.
I think it was Redondo who got in the way of that. But it looked like for a second Halbin might have a shot at his second goal of the year.
So BSU will take their 4th corner of the match. Just the 5th corner overall in this game.
See some Bears women's soccer players in the stands right now. Of course, they're set to go here, I think, around 2 p.m. against Salve Regina. We have a doubleheader for you today.
We'll have that for you right here on the Bears Sports Network. Corner is in. And what a save, really, by Lawless. Holy smokes, he got right on top of a great ball. For everything the scoreboard says, Noah Lawless has had his wits about him and then some between the pipes today for the Leopards.
Yeah, both of the goals the Bears have scored have been high and in the corners. Tough ones to stop for Lawless, and other than those two, he has stopped everything that's come his way.
He's had a couple of really great saves, some showstoppers in there. Nelson doing the dance, but he gets picked off by Robertson. Now Nelson gets it back. He's doing the dance this time with Jordan Smith. That one's across. Lawless trying to get to it before Bolos can, and he does finally get a pair of gloves on it. It was Jordan Smith, the senior from Boston, from Dorchester, who tried to stand in the breach and keep Nelson from effecting a play. That one's out of bounds. It's a Wentworth throw-in. Working quickly, here's Ribeiro. Up ahead, a little too much.
Ooh.
Smith, but he hands it right back over to Matias. Foul on the play, and just getting to his feet is Halbin.
Looks like Halbin might have took a cleat to the face.
Ouch, ouch, ouch. And he's still kind of grabbing his head, even though he's running under his own power.
He's going to tough that one out, and it looks like we're going to get a yellow card here. And it looks like they're going to hit Jordan Smith with it.
Smith disagrees mightily with that call, being escorted away by Keeler. It'll be a free kick for the Bears. Trying to sort out who will take it. They are ultimately going to settle on Busio. Bears with the set piece, trying to make it 3-1. Just under 40 to play in the match. Headed away, and good clearance by Wentworth initially, but the Bears claw it right back. Here's a little bit of a fight, trying to work in, and an unfortunate cough-up of a corner kick.
Looks like the Bears are going to send Carson Bolos over to take the corner kick.
Bolos, the junior from Southborough.
Seen him take a couple corners already.
5th corner of the match for BSU. It's up, headed around. Missed almost everybody but Smith, and he was able to get it away.
And with all those corners the Bears have had, they haven't had anything come of them. Of course, the one Wentworth goal did come on a corner kick.
Smith trying to deliver up ahead, lights on, nobody home, and that's just going to roll right the way of Gavin Norton and then William Russell. Norton leaves it for Matthias, gets it back, and they're just going to kind of decide amongst themselves. Bears with a 2-1 lead, trying to kill some time. Matthias bounces that one right off of a pair of yellow socks, but the Bears are able to recover. Here's Busio. Long ball up ahead. Nobody quite there, trying to race in for it is Bolos, but he can't quite get to it, and Wentworth takes it back. Leopards trying to set something up. A little bit of an interruption by Garcia. He hits the deck, no whistle on the play. Matthias, double teamed, gets his pocket picked. What a steal by Wentworth. Long ball, but it is plenty of time for Russell. Looked like that was Jimenez who tried to lay that one in. Norton. Up ahead, possible good setup, and it's in! Norton with the feed, Halbin with the finish, and it's 3-1 Bears.
So Will Halbin secures his second goal of the season, and that was just a great setup by Gavin Norton. Halbin placed that one way out of Lawless's reach, just arced right over him and into the back of the net. So the Bears, for the first time this season, have scored more than one goal in a game. They have 3 today. They had 2 all year. Will Halbin scored his second right there off the assist by Gavin Norton.
Bears really doing a great job of spreading the love this afternoon. And for their trouble, they enjoy a 3-1 lead over the Leopards with just under 38 to play in the match. Bears with a lot of clock to kill, though. Their insurance goal is on the board, but the Leopards have plenty of time to strike again. Rolling quickly, here's Bolos. Bolos feeling some energy. Bolos trying to put one in, and it's just north of the crossbar. He bounces it off the uprights. It will be a goal kick for Wentworth. My, oh my, the Bears really thought they were going to make it 4-1 quickly. Bolos was streaking ahead, maybe half a foot high.
They're going to give a secondary assist on that Halbin goal to the goalkeeper, Will Russell. I don't know how many of those he has on his career, but I can't assume it's many.
We're just having a laugh today. You have an assist. You have an assist. It's a big assist game.
Like you said, spreading the love.
Keeler picked up his first assist of the season for the Leopards earlier in this match. Now Russell has one.
And I'd be willing to bet that's his first of the season as well.
Whistle, foul. Bridgewater ball.
Officials have been pretty conservative with the whistle so far today. We see one there. They've been letting them play for the most part unless it's something completely egregious.
Bears get a free kick on this one, and it's going to be Busio taking it. Do the Bears feel greedy on the set piece? It's a conservative free kick. Disputed around, comes to Jordan Smith, doing the dance with Bolos. Smith wins that one and gets it back to, to Jimenez. Now corralled by Robertson and back to Lawless. Robertson up ahead to Smith. Getting chased by Bolos. Across for Robbins.
Kicked out of bounds by Carson Bolos.
Smith notable. I think it's an interesting pairing, putting Smith, who is 6'2", up against Bolos, who is 5'9". That's a little bit of a height mismatch. Smith tied for second tallest on this Wentworth side. Feeling some energy, but he gets his pocket picked. Matias was trying to set up, but he waited just a little too long. And now here comes Keeler the other way for the Leopards. Up ahead to Robbins. Robbins across, trying to set up, just misses his target. Good coverage by the Bears. Mallet up ahead to Matias. Bears looking to slow down the pace with a 3-1 lead and 34 minutes to play. Smith, that one was a little bit too lazy, and jumping right on top of it was Ribeiro. Ribeiro getting double teamed. He gets poked for a second by Keeler, but gets it back, and that one is definitively cleared away by Smith. Rolling and rolling and rolling and out of bounds, and it's going to be Wentworth ball. Throw in deep in their own end. We've certainly had a juicy first 10 minutes of the second half, no doubt about that. A third score by BSU. Halbin on the board for a second time in this season. Nelson getting tripped up. They double team him, and with good cause. Nelson winning that one initially, but then he just gets outdone. Leopards trying to find any break they can. Here's Hallahan. Loses that one.
Substitution on for Bridgewater. Filippo Mucci comes in for Nicholas Matias.
Norton up ahead. Here comes Bolos. Bolos working in from the left. A sidewinder just a little bit too tall for Halbin. He wanted goal number 2, but it was above his head. Great setup, but just about a foot too high for Will Halbin.
Will Halbin just 5'6", a little bit out
I
of
wasn't
his
going to say it.
range. I'm sorry, Will. I don't know you, but I'm sorry.
To be fair, Will Halbin has a great goal on the game so far. 2 in the year. Up ahead, here's Ribeiro, drops it across to Nelson. Nelson trying to poke one in from the side, but he's interrupted. That one's going not much of anywhere for the Leopards. And Buccio will collect. 32 to play in the match. Bears with a 3-1 lead. On the verge, if this result holds, of their first win of the year. Norton with a full head of steam in the middle of the field, trying to set one up. Bolos, if he can get to it, trying to work in from the left. Bolos sets that one up. That is too much. He can't get the cut he wants on it, and he'll just cough up a goal kick.
Gavin Norton put a little bit too much heat into that one. Bolos did a good job of tracking it down, but was just too far away from the net to make anything of it.
Back-to-back plays from the left side that have not gone quite how the Bears intended. Not that the Leopards are complaining. Robertson Back to Lawless. Jordan Smith out back behind the goal, taking a little bit of a walk, walking something off. Bryce Berry came in his place. Robbins trying to get something, pushes it over to Jimenez. Up ahead, this could be a really good setup for Hallahan, but it's broken up. Norton. Sends this one across to Buccio. Looks like Garcia leaves that one. Ultimately makes its way back to Norton. It was Mucci who got it across to him. Halbin deflected forward by Mucci. It's offsides. Colin Evans too far forward. Soft one from the edge of the 18 for Lawless. Robbins. Here's Ribeiro. Bears able to claw it back from the Leopards. Under half an hour to play in the match. Buccio up ahead, trying to hit Halbin. He's doing the dance. He will get taken to the floor, and that's a foul on Wentworth. BSU with another set piece opportunity coming up. He'll take it lightly. Here's Mucci. Bring it over to Ribeiro. Ribeiro trying to poke his way through straight forward. He gets interrupted. Good defense by Robbins, interrupting that drive.
Robbins has been all over for Wentworth today. He's gotten in the way of a lot of Bears scoring opportunities.
Pumps the brakes on Ribeiro on what could have been goal number 4 there, had his progress not been impeded. Wentworth trying to send it the other way now. Here's Jimenez, but he gets his pocket picked. O'Toole. Now Norton. Up ahead, this could be a really good ball for Halbin, but he's trying to corral it. Now across to Evans. Inside, Mucci trying to work through a double team, and the Leopards take it away. Only get it as far as Buccio. Long ball set up, but that's going to be wide anyhow.
Couple of substitutions coming on for the Bears. He's going to send Ribeiro off. I think Ryan Healy's coming in to replace him. Also going off is Carson Bolos. He'll be replaced by, I think, Jacob Sylvester.
Sylvester, the junior from Seekonk, seeing his first action of the afternoon.
Versatile player listed both on defense and at forward.
And versatility is what they need. He deflects it out of bounds in front of Alex Burnham, the freshman from New Hampshire who got the start today for the Leopards. Another one deflected out of bounds. This time it'll live with Bridgewater. Norton the throw in. Bears with a 2-goal lead trying to kill some time. Mucci hit the deck. He got kind of wrestled down by Dukeshire. No foul on the play. Dukeshire across to Burnham. Burnham slips one up to Robbins. Trying to work his way in, find a pathway from the right. Deflected immediately by Silvestri. Here's Burnham trying to poke one in. Nobody quite in the spot for the Leopards. And now the Bears trying to break the other way. Only getting it as far as Keeler, who's going to try to interrupt it, and he will push it back to Lawless harmlessly. Albin tearing in to his credit, but that was well ahead of him. Robertson. Up ahead to Dukeshire. Now Robertson again. Robertson, excuse me.
That one's going to go out of bounds off the foot of Silvestri. Making our event staff work for that one. That was That was kind of cold from Jacob Dukeshire, I'm not going to lie.
You think this is working for that one? You should have seen how far some of these balls were going on Thursday with women's soccer. Some of them were heading over to the softball fields practically, the way these balls were bouncing.
That was going to go out of bounds off Norton. Stepped out as he kicked that one downfield.
Leopards in the hole, 3-1, with 25 and a half to play in the match, trying to find a way to clamber back into the driver's seat. They'll make a substitution. Caleb Robbins will get a breather. His replacement, Elon Mendeville, sophomore from California. Headed up, around, jumping for it is Russell. Wentworth's lone goal of the match so far came on a set piece, a corner kick by Keeler that set up a header goal for Dukeshire, who remains by far the leading scorer in this young season for the Leopards. Burnham up ahead now to Hallahan. Here on the right is Dukeshire, the aforementioned scorer, and a quick little interruption. Good steal by Mucci. Picks the pocket of Hallahan.
Good job.
Breaking quickly, tearing up ahead of Silvestri, trying to post one in from the left, but it goes off the body of Mendeville.
The deflection by Mucci found Healy. He was able to find Silvestri down the sideline, but Mendeville just, I don't even know if that was intentional. He just kind of got in the way of that.
The end result is sure going to be something. It'll be a corner for the Bears. Mendeville certainly happy to play defense, probably not so happy to give up a corner kick.
It's going to be Colin Evans taking the corner kick for the Bears.
Evans, the corner kick is in a little bit too far, misses everybody. Wentworth going to let it rumble out of bounds for a goal kick. That was the 6th corner of the match for Bridgewater State. Wentworth has still taken just one. But it was that one corner kick that set up their goal. So in terms of set piece effectiveness, I would definitely say, truly, the Leopards have the advantage in this match so far. Bears goals have all come in play. Burnham slips up ahead to Dukeshire on the right. Dukeshire trying to set somebody up on the side. Nearly. This could still be a very good ball. It's deflected off the body. Michaud was trying to finish a job, but just placed it an inch too close.
I think Mallet had his back turned and it went right off of him. Nevertheless, another scoring opportunity with nothing made of it for the Wentworth Leopards.
Bears will make a substitution. Norton gets a breather. Tyler Chang, who came in as a sub in the first half, comes in again here in the second. Bears ball out of bounds. Healy doing the dance, but he gets his pocket picked. And now Wentworth trying to break the other way. I believe it was Michaud with that steal. That's a little bit too far, and that's a little bit of a rough and tumble action. It's Evans who is pushed to the floor, but somehow no foul. Halbin trying to interrupt the flow of progress. Evans again getting absolutely beaten up there. This time Halbin hits the deck, and this time there is no choice but to call a foul.
Yeah, Christopher Jimenez had been really physical there with both Halbin and Evans. That one's finally going to catch up to him and result in the foul.
Deep free kick for the Bears. O'Toole going to take it. He'll mostly yield. Gets it to Healy, who gives it back. Evans misses him. Mucci trying to keep it in bounds, and he does. Good footwork. Across to Borden. correction, Mallet. Mucci trying to drive in center, trying to poke one up ahead to Chang, but there was a yellow jersey in the way. Burnham now bringing it down for the Leopards. Mendeville. Keeler. Robertson. Wentworth trying to find something cohesive. Here's Keeler in the middle. Poke across to Dukeshire. Just over 20 to play in the match.
Bears deciding who's going to take that in between Russell and O'Toole.
Two big boots on him. But what? Halbin at midfield, whistle, foul. Halbin gets pushed around again. It's actually, I think, going to be a timeout.
Yeah, Redondo got a little bit physical with Halbin there, but I think the whistle is for a timeout.
So a timeout, play stops with 19 minutes and 54 seconds left in the match. Bears with a 3-1 lead over the Wentworth Leopards. Again, Bridgewater, if this result holds, on the verge of their first victory of the year. 0-1-1 coming into this match, and Wentworth 2-1-0. Trying not to fall to 500, I should say. Well, if this is how juicy the interconference play is going to be, I'm looking forward to the conference games later this year. Bears, of course, with many of their conference games a little further down the schedule, but not far away. It will be next Friday, the 15th, that they are right here at Peter Mazzaferro Field taking on Worcester State in their MASCAC season debut. But their first obstacle, they have to get through yet another W team, Wentworth. They've handled them 3-1 so far. Their goals by Nelson, Ribeiro, and Halbin. Wentworth with a goal of their own from Dukeshire.
Do we have any word on who that timeout was? I don't see anything.
Not yet. Not yet.
I wasn't quite sure. There's nothing on the scoreboard. Someone called the timeout, so there's that.
There was a timeout. That's all we know.
That is, in fact, all we know, and it'll probably stay that way.
So they peel a second off the clock. It's actually going to be 19:53 to play.
Unfortunately, one less second of soccer for everybody.
A second can be a long time in sports.
Looks like the Bears might have ran with some substitutions. I see Thomas Terry out there. He wasn't before. Dominic Borden as well.
Yes, indeed. And Dama will come back out for Wentworth. He'll replace Dukeshire. So play will resume with a Wentworth free kick. It'll be Keeler taking it.
So that indeed was not a foul called as Halbin was getting shoved by Redondo.
Up. Headed around. Bears have not yet cleared. Chang trying to do that, and he mostly does. But it's all yellow all the time out there, and Keeler will collect it in Wentworth territory. Keeler with the stutter step, able to get it back from Mendeville. That was a slick move. Wentworth still on it now. Looks like that was Jimenez over on the far side. Burnham. He got it from Redondo. Up ahead to Dunbar. Ryan Dunbar apparently on now. Sophomore from New York State. That's a boot and it's high. Woof. Dunbar wanted a piece, but a little bit too much gas on that one. So we're still not sure whose timeout that was. We may never know.
Well, you know, it's not really all too common you see a soccer team use all three of their timeouts, so it's probably not going to matter in the long run.
Yeah. Maybe more of a water break given the heat. That could be possibly a called water break. Totally understandable. It is humid and warm out there tonight.
Still very
Tonight. It is still, it's 12:36 p.m. It is humid and warm out there early this afternoon here in Bridgewater, Massachusetts, as Lawless comes out to grab one that was just barely wide anyhow.
84 feels like 90, and I'm sure it feels like more than that for the players down on the field right now. It'll rain eventually.
It's supposed to rain next couple days, from what I hear. Good thing those kits are water wicking. Here's Healy trying to poke one up ahead to Borden. Borden trying to work in from the left. Will he have time? Arcs it in. Not quite. It is kicked out by Robertson, and that will be yet another BSU corner.
Borden stuck with that one a little bit too long to get the goal. He was almost adjacent, horizontal to the net, but now is going to set up another corner. Of course, as you said, the Bears have taken 6 corners. Nothing's come off of any of those. The lone Wentworth goal has come from a corner.
But it's their only corner of the game so far. So it's Borden taking the corner, pokes that one in. Cleared initially only as far as Chang, but it just bounces over him. Chang able to wrestle it back. Chang working through. Chang a boot, and it's right into the gloves of Lawless. That was a good ball, but Lawless read it like a book.
And you know, for the score, Lawless has played a very good game. The 3 goals, I don't think he had a chance at.
Trying to interfere. That was a real threat there, excuse me, by Mendeville.
Especially that last goal by Halbin. There was just nothing you could do about that one. Well placed. So 16:25 left to play here in the second half.
Kick from the edge of the 18 for Russell, who has seen one of the most concerted threats of the night, that goal notwithstanding. Damo. That one's high off the boot of Burnham. Tough collision. Mucci trying to slip it ahead. Deflection from Terry to Borden. Borden trying to set up another one from the left. He's being chased down by Robertson. Borden this time a little bit better cut. Across. Nobody quite there. He was trying to set up Terry, but Terry couldn't get the distance he needed. He missed it by maybe 2 feet.
Terry and Healy right in front of the net, but well defended by Wentworth. And I will say one thing for the Bears, their ball movement has been fantastic.
Healy trying to poke in from the right now, seeing if he can fix the mistake. That one's a cross, but it's directly to Burnham, who kicks it out of the way and clears. Chang, further back now, slips it up ahead to Mallet. Little bit of a dispute. Leopards get it back. Some good defensive pressure, I should say, by Thomas Terry, who was getting right in the grill of Robertson after that delivery from Lawless. Leopards trying to find goal number 2 with under 15 to play in the match. A break up forward. That one's going to go out for a corner kick, disrupted by Garcia.
So Wentworth finally gets their second corner kick of the day.
It had to happen some point. Looked like it was Michaud who was going hard and heavy to the goal there.
Dukeshire was able to head one in off their first corner kick. Substitutions for both teams coming in now.
A raft of substitutions. We're talking 3 each.
I see Jacob Ramos coming on for Bridgewater. I can't see any of the other numbers. I only recognize it's Ramos because of his hair.
Ramos and his big mop, the senior from New Bedford. It'll be Keeler taking the corner.
Ramos
Kingara and Nelson also back into the game. Nelson has a goal in this game. Dukeshire back in for Wentworth.
Ramos a very good and aggressive defender for the Bears.
Aggressive isn't even the half of it on the pitch. Let me tell you, he is absolutely a dog on the field. We saw a lot of that last season. Ramos not afraid to put his body on the line for a defensive play.
I'm surprised we haven't seen him up until this point, and I don't think we've seen Justin Silva either.
Well, Christian Damo is out, but there is no name listed here on the substitution. They're not playing with 10 men, but not sure. If I see a name and number I don't recognize somewhere in the course of action, that'll probably be it. Kingara trying to get in on the mix. Here's a little fight between Healy, and it looks like Redondo, and Wentworth wins that one. Robertson will just drop it back for the Leopards.
I think Garcia came off. I'm not sure for who, because there were multiple Bears substitutions.
Nelson. Nelson in for Garcia. Both teams bring in their scoring machines. Duke Shire for the Leopards and Nelson for the Bears. And some support as well at various parts for Bridgewater from Ramos and Kingara. Two New Bedford natives, two seniors. That one's up in the air. That was quite a collision between Burnham and Borden trying to go for it. Now poking in from the left side is Chang. He's trying to figure out where his outlet is. He's going to kick it across to Borden. Borden, good setup, looking for a header. It's too tall. Off the cranium of Thomas Terry, but that one is well high.
Kingara and Ramos also high school teammates. Same graduating class.
From the Whaling City. And they both come up here to play their college ball. That one booted back by Buccio.
Player on the ground there for Wentworth, and it looks like Alex Burnham's looking for a stoppage of play. They're not going to call it. There's just a man laying down near the 30-yard line. Bears
essentially playing 11 on 10. That one's a little bit too much, kicked out of the way.
Not sure the officials saw it.
Well, now they do. It's going to be a Wentworth corner kick coming up. And the man sitting down is Robertson, who's kind of grabbing his lower midsection.
The freshman from Lake Oswego, Oregon.
Not too far from Portland, which is quickly blossoming into a big soccer city itself.
So he's able to get up after a little bit, having a little bit of a chat with one of the officials. Looks like they're going to help him off the field. Bryce Berry.
11:40 to play. Bears with a 2-goal lead, but it's a Wentworth corner. Keeler's going to take it.
So Bryce Berry's going to come in as the replacement for the injured Robertson.
Keeler, the corner. Trying to find goal number 2. Headed out of the way. Cleared only as far as Michaud. This time taken back by Kingara. He came in as a sub and he pokes his way through. A long ball up ahead. It will be too much for Nelson to reach, though, and Lawless is going to get out in front of it.
Lawless way out in front of the net, almost at the 20-yard line. That ball is really in no man's land in between him and David Nelson.
Jordan Smith, the substitute who came in for Robertson.
Good redirection on the header by Ryan. Keeley again with the header, right back to one of his teammates, that's Chang.
Chang back to O'Toole. O'Toole with a boot on him, but he keeps it low and slow over to Borden. One back by the Leopards. Here's Keeler. Gets his pocket picked briefly, but it's recovered by Burnham. Burnham doing the dance with Borden, and they are just rushing each other down. I believe it is Borden who ultimately sends it out. Yes, it is.
So about 10 and a half, a little bit more left to play here in the second half of play. Bears lead 3-1. Wentworth hasn't scored since within the first 20 minutes of the first half.
Wentworth trying to avoid tumbling to 500. Bears on the verge of possibly their first victory of the young season. Throw in from Berry. Looking for set piece goal number 2. Kicked up and away. Borden got some clearance there, but only as far as Burnham. Ripping the other way. Here's Terry. Up ahead, but it's mostly yellow. Nelson trying to poke in from the right, though. That one's got a little bit of a bounce on it, and it's in. He has scored twice in the match, and BSU goes up 4-1.
David Nelson's second goal of the match, second goal of the season. We talked about how good he was offensively for the Bears last year. Took him a little bit to get going this season. Took the whole team a little bit to get going with the whole roster turnover. But they've really got off to a great start here against Wentworth.
twice now, once in the first and once in the second. David Nelson has taken it to the house all by his lonesome. And Bridgewater State with a commanding 3-goal lead with under 10 minutes to play. He just absolutely slipped past Lawless. And that's not bad goalkeeping, that's just great scoring. 9:51 left in the match, and Bears up 4-1 on the Leopards.
Bears substitutions come on for Wentworth. Trio of substitutions. Substitutions also on for the Bears. Jack O'Toole heads to the bench. And it looks like David Nelson, who just put his second goal of the game in, will join him.
Names for you on those subs in just a moment. Leopards left in a tough position.
One of the Bears subs, Ethan DeMello, and Brady McDonald, the sophomore from Florence.
DeMello came in as a sub in the first half, but McDonald is seeing his first action of the afternoon.
Scored by number 23, David Nelson.
DeMello pokes up ahead to Kingara.
Thomas Terry.
So that Nelson goal is going to go.
Kingara boot. McDonald's trying to run it down. I'm sorry.
Is going to go with an assist by Thomas Terry. That's his second assist of the day. Assisted on that Ribeiro goal a little bit earlier.
Here's your first name, a Wentworth substitution. Duke Shire is out. Dunbar is back in.
So Dukeshire in for just a brief moment.
Wentworth selling the farm. Hallahan is out. Jake Silva is back in. Jimenez is out. Jacob Crugnali is back in. Keeler is out. Sam Biafore, the sophomore from Wakefield, Rhode Island, is in his place, seeing his first action of the afternoon. And as you mentioned, DeMello, McDonald, and Furtado in for Healy, Terry, and O'Toole, respectively.
So the Bears at this point, I think they're just going to throw some of their younger players in.
Santos in for Nelson.
Not overturn the entire lineup.
Dan Santos, the senior from Milford.
And Santos, one of the captains on this team, along with Russell and Silva.
Milford, the hometown of our camera operator here at Peter Mazzaferro Field this afternoon, David Souza. Kingara trying to poke one through, but it's out of bounds. And Wentworth will retake with 8 minutes flat in the match. If you're the Leopards, you'd certainly like to paste on at least another goal. That one is taken right out off the kick by Chang. He's getting dogged by Smith. Chang trying to find a way in, and it's become a full-blown wrestling match. Whistle, foul. A little bit of mutual contact between Chang and Smith. It's going to lead to a free kick from the side. Kingara in place to take it. Essentially a corner, but with even less distance between. It is a hot one out there today. I am looking out at the stands and seeing sweat all over the backs of the spectators here this afternoon. Kingara, the free kick that feels like a corner. A little bit too far for everybody. He missed the whole crowd.
Bears able to keep it in bounds, just narrow.
Furtado really working hard to get it. Here's Ramos. Getting pushed on by Machad.
I think that one went out off the foot of a Wentworth player.
Probably Machad, and Ramos with the throw-in. Bouncing around. Kingara on his feet now. Trying to work around Mendeville. Coming in closely. Here's Furtado feeling something, but he's offsides. A really strange place to be offsides, too. Smith. Burnham. Can't quite get to him. A little bit too far from Dunbar.
Chang with the throw in now for the Bears.
Correction, not Dunbar, Silva.
goes out, that's going to trickle all the way down to the baseball field, the bullpen.
This is what happens, folks. When your baseball field, softball field, and soccer/football/lacrosse/field hockey field are all within a stone's throw of each other. 5.5 to play in the match. Bears with a dominating 4-1 lead. Wentworth set to slip back to 500, but the Bears, in resounding fashion, about to post their first true victory of the year. Trying to salvage something. Here's Mendeville working his way around. Gets absolutely stopped up by DeMello, and Mendeville is still on his seat, now getting to his feet.
Under 5 left to play now in the game. Bears knocking on the door of their first win of the year. A win now would put them at 1-1-1.
A little bit of everything. Kingara at the midfield. Coughs that one up. Looks like to Silva.
Still yet to play their first opponent in the Mazcac.
That's going to be in a couple weeks. Friday, actually. I stand corrected, not even a couple weeks. 6 days from now, we'll be right here at Peter Mazzaferro Field as these Bears take on Worcester State in their first Mazcac competition of the season.
There is one game in between that. They'll be playing Brandeis 7 p.m. on Tuesday.
So Santos, in fact, I stand corrected with the free kick. That one goes all the way out for a Wentworth corner. Or excuse me, for a Bridgewater corner. If I could remember my names, gosh, that would help. 4 minutes flat to play in the match.
Said this a little bit earlier in the broadcast. 2 o'clock. Bears women's soccer set to take on Salve Regina here. We'll have that broadcast for you again.
It'll be another good one, too. It rumbles around. Santos still kind of on top of it, ultimately pushed out of the way. And ultimately, another Bridgewater corner. Bears looking to add insult to injury on another set piece.
Last time out on Thursday, women's soccer got their first win of the year.
Kick is up. A little too far for everybody. Nearest soul is DeMello. Trying to chase it down. Up and right into the gloves of Lawless. Furtado with the corner.
Looked like Brady McDonald going for the header there, not able to get to it, right into the gloves of Noah Lawless.
Leopard's trying to tread water. McDonald. Smith is on him.
Good
Over with
footwork.
little resistance to Furtado. A boot across, trying to set up Borden, and that is too high, deflected. Rolls backwards. Leopard still in trouble. That one slips past.
That's going to be Kingara, I think, with the goal. Joseph Kingara picking up his first goal of the season. 5-1 Bears lead now with 2:37 left to play. A little insult to injury for the Bears.
.237 in the match. And the Bears decide it is not enough. Goodness gracious me. An absolute light show on the offensive end for BSU here in the second half.
After scoring just 2 goals across their first 2 games, the Bears now put up 5.
Kingara came in as a sub, seeing his first action of the afternoon in the second half. And now he makes this all but official with a loud goal number 5 for the Bears, an assist for Borden as well on the play.
Bear goal scored by number 8, Joseph.
Offside for Wentworth.
Assisted by number 28, Dominic Borden.
So that goal is going to be assisted by 28 Dominic Borden. He had a shot attempt a little bit earlier, blocked by Lawless.
Bear goals now from Kingara, Nelson, Halbin,
Ribeiro.
and Ribeiro.
And Nelson had 2 goals, putting us at 5.
Looks like there's actually going to be an assist in the cards as well on that score for Ethan DeMello, the senior from Acushnet.
think DeMello took the rebound from the Borden shot and got it over to Kingara.
Chang kicks it back to DeMello. DeMello absolutely flattened.
Can't do
Clothesline action from Dunbar. That was a little tough. Just over a minute to play.
DeMello winced. He gets up, though.
Well, Bears have had their struggles in their first couple matches of the year, a loss, a draw. But now here at Peter Mazzaferro Field today, their coming out party.
Under a minute remaining in the game.
Santos, long ball up ahead. Just over half a minute. Cross to Dunbar, getting interrupted.
Good
Here's
ball
Chang
movement
with
by
the steal.
Chang.
Chang with the footwork. Chang's feeling fancy. Long ball up ahead. Is there anybody to capitalize? There almost was. There may still be. It is pushed out of the way for a corner kick late.
Almost a goal for Matthew Furtado.
Bears have to make this one quick. The clock is still rolling. 12 seconds to play. They have a corner owed to them.
That would have been Furtado's first career goal. I got to say, Tyler Chang worked past 3 defenders by himself.
This
setting
corner
that
will
up.
not be gotten off in time.
Borden tries to set up, but not before the final game clock expires. Bears will win this one 5-1, picking up their first win of the year.
Huge win as a unit for BSU. 2 goals from Nelson, goals as well from Halbin, Kingara, and Ribeiro. Absolutely the shot in the arm this Bears side needed to move forward and really get the season started. Your final score, Bears 5, Leopards 1. Their home debut pays off in spades. Thanks so much for joining us for the first part of our soccer doubleheader here on the Bears Sports Network. We'll see you in just a little while for Bears women's soccer taking on Salve Regina University. Until then, I'm Matt Donahue.
I'm Luke Mansfield.
Shout out as well to our camera operator, David Souza. Thanks so much for joining us here on BSN. And remember that every day is a great day to be a Bear. We'll see you in an hour.